They definitely needed that. Vampirus a little scary with the 7 strength. That's probably my closest competition at this point, honestly, in terms of stats. Okay, here we go. 10 turns remain. Definitely solidly in the lead, so that's good. Excited about that. Let's look at dipping into the dungeon, I guess, given these options. Runestone, cool. Cool story. Might go into the inner ring, actually, off that runestone. Okay, wasn't sure if I rolled if that would cancel it out. I couldn't remember. Uh, okay. That's only one card. Let's go a little deeper in. We have the equipment, if not the stats, to do this. Trapdoor, lame. Okay, so we gotta go to the dungeon entrance. That's actually not a bad thing. Oh, weighted dice? Hex yeah. Hex yeah. We'll take those. Absolutely we will. Okay, let's bounce out here. Cool, I like that one. What do we got here? Oh man. Wow, that's crazy. So we know we're going to get nothing but enemies anytime soon. It's actually going to be really good for me because I kind of want to uh, build stats at this point. So that's pretty crazy, though, knowing that the next several turns are just going to be all the enemies we've already beaten. It actually kind of plays right into my hands, though, honestly. Yeah, I would have liked to have gotten that, but beat me to it. let's see about killing some stuff. Unfortunately, can't really easily do that at the moment, although I am going to go grab this casket. Let's go use that. And let's go ahead and crack that. Three. Lose your next turn. 2 gold to spell, or the talisman. You know, let's try and re-roll that. Actually, we'll use this little doodad. Re-roll that. Oh, I guess we're taking a 5. So that gives us a spell. Cool. So let's see, kiss on any character. Interesting. Oh, I took too long reading that. Oh well. It's gonna cash in that craft, but that's okay. I probably should have done that by now anyway. No worries. No worries. That spell was so complex it took me a while to interpret it, so that's why I ended up losing my turn there. It's alright, I know what I'm doing though. So basically if I see an adventure card that I want, I can use that spell to ensure that I get it, basically. Oh, that's so awesome. Please die to the farmer. Please die to the farmer. Ah, stupid armor. What is the vampirist thinking? What were you thinking? That was crazy. Why would you do that? Alright, let's see where we can see here. Really don't want to go to the fate guy. So this is going to be a throwaway turn. However, I do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to risk changing my alignment because I don't want to end up having to drop any items. So we're going to go over to the stable and just eat that loss. We're just going to lose a turn here because I don't have the gold to do anything. Lucky standoff. Now, unfortunately, I can't switch my alignment to good, so I'm going to have to not encounter that square, or I'm going to end up losing a turn. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful about how I maneuver around the board because of that. But at this stage in the game, I have really no interest in going to the city, so there's really no reason for me to even go up there. Alright, commanding lead at this point, so all I really have to do is not screw up, basically. I cannot... Not going to worry about getting my fate back because that doesn't actually impact score. Let's go fight this dragon. See if we can win that. I guess we'll just go with a normal roll and see how that goes. Pretty decent roll. Not decent enough though. So if I change that to a 6 with the loaded dice, I don't think I can actually use the loaded dice, unfortunately. So I think we're just going to have to eat that. I think we would have had to have chosen the 6 to begin with, which wouldn't have been a wise move because he still could have beaten us. So we're just going to eat that life loss. Now lives do not actually count towards score, so not a big deal. But we do have to be a little bit careful because we're down to 3, so it's something to keep in mind. Oh man, double dipping. Is the Nightmare gonna roll a 1 again? Nope. Nope. Oh. Oh, Prophetess. You're so crazy. Vampirist going for it again on the Sentinel. What is she thinking? It's like she's trying to go for the middle, but she doesn't have the stats. I don't know what she's thinking there. She's at a 2 strength deficit starting that fight. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, 4 turns remaining. Still a commanding lead. Let's double dip on the creature feature. Okay, so that's going to be a roll. Oh, but the strength 5 is going to screw me. Ah, crad. Of course it's 2 strength creatures back to back. That's unfortunate. Let's see. So they are 11 to start. Yeah, there's no way. Even with the weighted dice, I'm not going to win that. There's no way. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? They rolled a 1. Wow, they rolled a 1. I can't even believe that. I can't even believe that. I should have used it. Man, bummer. Who'd have thought that they'd roll a 1? Now this is going to be a bit of a concern because I'm down to 2 lives and I have no fate left. So I'm actually in kind of a dangerous position at the moment. Because again, I can't switch my alignment readily. Although I may have to. I may have to look at dropping that item that requires neutral alignment and trying to pick it back up before the end of the game if I get a chance to land on that cathedral. It might be worth the risk just to get my lives back. I feel like the Highlander's after me. I feel like that's something that's happening, and that's not just in my head. uh, actually, the Highlander is the least likely to win here. Alright, let's go ahead and move over this way. This will only be 1 card draw. Oh, I'll take that gold. That'll help my score. And that'll help me get some lives back. So if I could land on the village next turn, pick that item up, and get my lives back, that would be excellent. Although lives, I gotta remember that lives don't actually count for score, so I might want to split the difference and just get 1 life and keep the rest in gold to further extend my lead. At this point, it's really just about not screwing up because nobody can win in the traditional way. There's just not enough time to get to the middle, regardless of circumstances. So it's really just about maintaining my score and keeping a nice firm lead until the time runs out. Coming for me? I think he's coming for me. Yep. Okay, buddy. You want it. Come get it. It was a good roll. That was a very good roll. Okay, so he's got a 13. Even with a 6, I can only get a 12. So there's no point in using the loaded dice. He's going to get me either way. And I rolled a 6 naturally, so he's got me. Now the question is, does he take the item? Oh, he takes an item? Pfft, whatever, dude, you can have it. So that actually puts me in excellent position. I would have been way more scared if he'd have taken a life. That would have been way more of a concern. Now do I go for the dragon? My strength just isn't that great. Let's see if I can get the free craft point. It's either the free craft point or taking the runestone to the middle just to get away from these guys. You know what, let's take the runestone to the middle because I don't like these guys hovering around me like this. It's making me nervous. Let's just get out of here. we'll just teleport into the inner ring next turn, and that should keep us safe from all of their madness. Okay, last turn. So let's go ahead and zone in here. See what we draw. Oh, an axe? I'll take it. Sure. Pumps me up even more. So I don't think there's any way anybody's catching me on this last turn. I think I pretty much got this in the bag. Yeah, 3 spells, 6 items, a follower, and a bunch of extra stats. Yeah, it's pretty decisive, I think. And there you have it. There you have it. So let's see, I had 2 extra strength, 2 extra craft, 3 gold, 6 objects, 1 follower, 3 spells, and no quest rewards. And yeah, the prophetess managed to hold on to second there. It was their items, their followers, spell, and the quest reward, plus the gold that kept them in it. But as you can see, not even close. Like that was a total blowout by a good 8-point margin there. So, yay. Nice chunk of XP there, getting us close to level 24, so that's pretty sweet. I definitely feel like 40 turns is about right. I feel like that's just about enough that you could win the traditional way. Like I think maybe if I'd have had 5 or 10 more turns, I could have won the traditional way. But it was also pretty evident at that point that I was gonna win. So all that would have really done would have been to drag out the game, so that I could get the actual win. So I think that I like the 40 as the sort of sweet spot for setting the sudden death turn limit. It gives you enough time that if you're really on fire and just kicking it, you can get to the ending. And if not, you're going to be in a battle over stats with the other people, and it might make it a little more competitive in that regard. Because one thing about it is, if you're trying to go for an ending, you may not necessarily be concerned with the stats that impact score. So if you're not careful with your time management and you're so focused on going for the ending and then you run out of turns to get to the ending, you may be out of luck when it comes to actually having the score to win based on the sudden death rule. So it's an interesting wrinkle. I think 40 is about right. I might consider 45 just to experiment. I think anything less than 40 is just not enough though. because I mean that was easily within the 2 hour kind of sanity window. Like I think I started that game at I don't know like quarter after 20 after noon. Maybe it was even 12:30 by the time we actually got started, and it's just after 2 now. So that was 40 turns was about like an hour and a half, and that was with the AFK player basically each one of his turns taking a full 30 seconds, which would never happen if they were actually actively playing. So I think, yeah, I think somewhere between 40 and 50 you could probably get away with and have a reasonably length game and have a really good shot at actually finishing whatever ending you draw. So I think that's probably going to be the sweet spot. Um, but I think I'll play a few games with folks at 40 and see how they go, and then we'll look at maybe bumping it up to 45, uh, depending on how those go. It would definitely suck to be close to being able to win and then have the game cut short. And that's kind of the circumstance that I'm looking to avoid. Um, I think it's going to be different too whenever you actually have a full group of people playing. Whenever there's actually, four humans going at each other, it's going to be a somewhat different experience than playing against the AI or only having like one or two people and some AIs in the mix. So definitely some more experimentation is warranted, and I will definitely be doing that as time allows over the next few weeks. I want to kind of try to come up with an ideal setting for playing this online and on stream, and I think we're honing in on that. I think a few more times streaming this and fiddling with these settings, and we'll kind of have the ideal configuration for making the game interesting to watch, but also playable in a reasonable amount of time. So, but I think that's going to kind of wrap it up for this stream. Feeling pretty good about how things went. Hopefully, the audio issues that I had last time are sorted out. And I'm not sure when I'll actually stream this again. It probably won't be until next weekend because I don't really foresee myself having any time to do it during the week. But we'll see. You never know. If I get a couple of hours, now that I know I can properly manage the length of the game with the sudden death rule, it's going to open up the possibility of me streaming this randomly a lot more. So until next time, if you enjoyed what you saw here and you want to see more of it, please do hit that follow button, and then you'll get notified whenever I do go live. Like I said, I'm pretty much going to be playing this game exclusively on stream. It's kind of the one that I'm most interested in streaming and that I have the most fun streaming. So I think this is going to be kind of what I do when I do stream for the foreseeable, unless something really interesting comes out and catches my eye and I want to share it with you guys. Uh, but especially now that I'm not on a regular streaming schedule anymore and I'm just kind of squeezing it in randomly where time allows, I kind of feel like maybe focusing on one particular game is going to be better for the way I kind of want to do things moving forward. So for now, we're playing Talisman and we're enjoying that, and hopefully you guys are as well. But until next time, Talisman.